Yeah,
Yeah.
I won. It's unlocked the achievement. There's no reason for me to go back.
I would suggest that we head to the south, where we suspect this door to be. He said to the south of the river, of the little water area, right? So,
All right, I'll start heading to the south.
do you know which way is south, Tiberius?
Don't! Yeah, hold on.
Are there any more openings in this?
Not in this room, no. Just
Okay.
the way that you came in from the south, though.
Okay. Because I can't see the wall, so not sure.
So let me ask you guys this: do you like the tokens with the bases on them? I kind of like it. It sort of like represents true miniatures.
Sure. It's
kinda
very
like it.
good.
I kind of like it.
Doesn't matter to
Looks
me either way.
finished.
I do like the top down as opposed to a
Yeah.
face token.
Yep, that's.
I prefer the
I
screen
do
be
too.
all black and we have to navigate by sound, Dave, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Despite the barren maps, it does make it a little more immersive.
So are you ribbing on me for having bare maps now, Vay?
No, it's not your maps. I mean, this is the
No.
maps for the module, right?
Yeah. How are those maps, Vay? I mean, do you like them or?
The maps for the module?
Yeah,
Pretty plain.
yeah, they are. I bet if you made this map, it would be beautiful.
Sure, she does an excellent job, just like with the Laura's token. She did a banging job on that token.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
All right. So you guys want to?
Here's my Vay plug. If anybody wants a token, go see Vay.
Yeah.
You will not waste your money.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
excellent, very good at what she does.
That's right,
Yeah.
I am for her.
If you guys need tokens, talk to Vay. She'll make it.
Wait, you used money I had to pay her in sex. This blows.
Oh
right.
my! Ladies.
I think we found out everything that we can from there. So
Sure.
I'm just gonna head back to the big room.
Okay, so as you start to go down this chamber to the south, you can as you step on it, it seems like you stepped on something,
Oh fuck me.
and as you as you're starting to walk down the chamber, you're noticing that roots and vines are starting to grow up through. I'm not talking grow as in like they're grabbing your feet or anything, but it looks like through the earthen floor and the earthen walls and the ceiling, it seems like vines are starting to grow out of the walls and the floor and whatnot. It's not going to impede your movement or anything, but it definitely looks like there's a lot more earthiness going on in here. And as you start to go into the chamber, as you start to, you can see that there is a mist starting to gather, kind of, slowly rising from the floor.
So the chamber to the south, or the one the way I'm going, which is to the west?
The chamber to the south, as as you're
Okay.
starting to, with your dark vision, you can see that there's a mist in this opening, this chamber that's about 20 feet in front of you.
All right,
What's going on up there?
Yeah, this looks magical, possibly, or it could be natural, but perhaps someone should take a look at it.
A lot the vines, they'll have. Some vines have some berries growing on them. Some vines have leaves. And then, especially on the floor, the vines are just, these roots are just kind of growing up through the floor. And on the wall and on the ceiling, there's this very light green luminescent moss that's also glowing. So, if you've ever seen the movie Excalibur before, everything sort of has like a green, glowing, very low green tint to it. And I'm talking the original 1970s Excalibur. It has that type of glow all around you.
My spidey senses are tingling, in other words.
But you haven't seen this. Yeah, this is definitely
Yeah.
unusual. You haven't seen this in any other portion, of this whole entire stronghold. I wonder what it could be.
It looks magical, you say?
It doesn't
No,
look
I-
magical, no. Definitely doesn't look magical. It's definitely natural. Just so I'm not even going to make you do a nature check. It is definitely natural because you can
Oh, okay.
pluck a leaf off or pluck a berry off and eat it, and it has a great sweet taste, or a sour berry has a sour taste, and
Okay.
Who's the idiot plucking magical berries off of this bush? Or berries off of this bush? To taste them. That's
We're going
definitely
to
not me.
Be very cautious going through here.
Yeah.
Did you say be very cautious?
Yes, very cautious. Tiberius.
We've been down there before, haven't we?
You have not.
No, we
you
haven't
haven't.
been down here.
This is what because I uncovered this portion of the map for you because of the cultist before he was offed. You know, he went into detail explaining the rest of the map that you had not yet explored.
Sorry, I was too preoccupied with being in the zone of truth. So I wasn't listening to the
We
call.
can tell.
It's no problem.
Alright, well, Tiberius,
Yes.
go check that out.
You want me to go first? I mean, I'll go first if you guys need it. I probably am the most powerful of the group.
I'm thinking,
Wow.
you know,
You know
level
what?
12 with all that armor on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Oh, yeah.
you go first.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, I have that armor
I-
plus my giant strength.
and never mind, you died in that one round not too long ago. So maybe you better step back.
Well, that
Trump.
was before I got my items. So to have you know.
No, that was
Got-
after. 'Cause I even made a comment saying,
Oh, snap!
you're level
right.
12 and you're geared to, and you ended up dropping. So you know, maybe you better stay back, Tiberius.
Yeah, maybe that is a good idea. Hey, Shrump. Hey, I think I see a penny. Come
Yeah,
here, Shrump.
you remember
Take
I
a-
was pouring the potion down your throat?
That's right. I do. I was
After I killed
dead.
that guy
I
standing over you.
was unconscious. I had those X's on my eyes. I couldn't see much of anything. Hey,
Oh,
Shrump, what are you doing, buddy?
What's down the corridor then?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing, even though with my staff has light or my mace has light cast
No,
on
the
it.
walls are glowing and all.
Oh, that's right. So I guess I better turn off my light on my mace just to have that avatar moment. So, Shrump, why don't you walk down south a little bit and tell us if you see anything or smell anything off. I know how half-orcs have that incredible sense of smell.
What, down this corridor? What is filled with green stuff and tentacly bits?
Yeah, the green, glowing, natural-looking tentacle bits with berries that look to be sour or delicious, depending on which one you pluck. Yeah, just take a gander.
Yeah,
Just a couple steps.
I think I've seen this green glowy stuff before. It was in a film about this geezer called Arthur.
Oh, in the 70s, I remember that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
yeah, and
everyone
he- and
please
he-
just step back. I'll take a look at it.
And he had to give up his
How
fortune
bad
or
the mage is
something.
going.
Dave, I want to proceed down this corridor, but I want to be checking every footfall, watching everywhere I walk.
Sure.
Okay, I'll let her go.
Sure.
I'll go if you want me to. I'm just griefing Tiberius and Shrump.
All right. You're, moving south down the corridor. Now, as Shrump is talking about this puppet show that he had seen back in Waterdeep, when he was on guard duty, you start to notice that his voice becomes muted. But you can still hear him, but not as if, he was as close to you as he is. And then as Widows and Tiberius are saying, shut up, or whatever else they're saying, it seems like the sounds are now starting to be a little muted. But
I'm
you can...
sticking very close to her, Dave. So if
Okay.
I see anything coming up or whatever, I can yank her back or whatever to stop.
No,
'Cause
you don't
this
see
looks shady as
anything.
hell.
Yeah, well, you can see into the chamber, and the chamber is brightly lit. So, Tiberius, your lights...
Do I recognize this effect at all?
You can give me an arcane check. I'll let you give me an arcane check for sure.
Yeah, so Dave, I
cantrip.
would have already snuffed out my cantrip, my light cantrip from my mace. So because the moss was glowing,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to. That was already providing light, so I would have already snuffed that out to allow me to. Because I'm afraid that when I have my light going, that it might block other people's chance of looking in the darkness with their dark vision or whatever they have.
Yeah, I mean, it's you stub your cantrip out, and the room in front of you to the south is brightly illuminated anyway. You can see that there's lights
Fantastic.
flickering, and Vey, you kind of think that this is a you notice that all of the foliage and the roots growing up out of the from the floor and the ceiling and the vines coming out of the walls and the mist, that's not magical. That's definitely natural. But as for not being able to hear Shrump as well as you should, that is definitely some type of magical dampening that's going on. So yes, the sound is definitely being magically tampered with. But you can still hear one another, but sort of like in a muted type of sense.
Okay, okay. And amongst all these things, did I search for something that might be causing, like a magical item, or
Not from
or should
where you're
I...
at now. You can't tell.
All right. Well, I just want to proceed then, and doing like I did before. I want to check every place I put my foot, anywhere I put my arms or anything.
Okay.
So this doesn't look. Well, it just looks fishy. That's what I mean.
And what about the smell and the sound,
Definitely
Dave?
does.
Are we still under like I mean, does it still feel like we're like underground deep, or is this feel like anything different, or?
Well, it's definitely much different than the rest of the stronghold that you've been in. Now, you would probably, I would say, Vey, along with your Arcana check, you would probably think that this is probably somehow, possibly, all of this foliage is possibly driven by a very powerful dragon that is somewhere near. This is a green dragon.
Oh, okay. So I've logically tied the two things together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you can see that there's a very light mist kind of floating on the ground in front of you as it gets a little bit thicker, and then it gets thicker as you look into the room. And inside of this room, you can see that it's a very beautiful chamber. Moss on the wall. It's very brightly lit, but it is of this green luminescent light, and it looks like a very lavish living space to the south.
Mm.
Yeah, very lavish.
Okay, so I can see into the room, but
Absolutely,
beneath
you
me
can.
there.
Yeah, now where you're at, you 60
All
foot,
right.
and plus there's light. Yeah, absolutely.
all right. I want to proceed though, but still cautiously.
All right. Yeah, and
What's this room look like ahead of me?
the bad thing is I can't take these maps out of Fantasy Grounds and decorate them and put them back in. I'd like to be able to do that, but seeing that there's really no working layers right now because of the community-made layer is not really working right now.
Oh, was it messed up again?
Yeah, it's not like I can put a bunch of stuff down to accurately represent the room, and I would love to do it like I used to, but I just can't do it. But
Yeah,
I know
like
that'll
in Roll20.
Yeah, but I know that'll be fixed that'll be changed when the new Fantasy Grounds comes out. Though I'm sure they'll have all the layers and all that other stuff. So, well, at least I hope they do. I mean, that's a
Dynamic
major
lighting,
thing.
That'll be fun too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
All right, I'm gonna keep moving.
All right. So you can see all kinds of beautiful art in here. It's beautifully done. You guys are so moving in here so slow. But there's all kinds of art and craft work, and nobody trips anything as they enter the room. All kinds of beautiful carpets, tapestries, and you can all tell, not Shrump, but you can also you can all tell, excluding Shrump, that this is of all elvish quality. All of this stuff is elvish quality. Probably the spoils of what's been stolen from the elves in the Misty Forest. So this is all probably stolen stuff. There's a beautiful, hewn log bed, all kinds of mirrors. There's a huge mirror, a very large trunk with a lock on it, and there's tapestries lining the entire south wall. Now,
so all of these, I'm sorry, David, didn't mean
that's
to
okay.
interrupt.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was
going to
just going to say
all of
one
these,
more thing, but go ahead.
With my experience with elves, are the stuff that we're looking at, is it's all different kinds of elves, or does this mostly look like wood elf stuff?
It's the same type of. It would be the same type of design, probably all resembling like the elves of the Misty Forest.
Okay.
Same type of markings and etchings and designs and symbols and whatnot.
I was just trying to ascertain whether this was a kind of like a big, all the elf stuff from all over everywhere is getting stolen and brought here, or if it's just like, hey, we know what the elves are around here.
Yeah. Well, no, this definitely isn't like a horde where stuff is just piled on top of one another. No, this is like an earthen chamber that is just highly decorated. Somebody's sleeping quarters, basically. I mean, this is exactly what it is. And remember, before the cultist, when he was drawing out the rest of this map, he told you that there were 2 secret entrances to Chuth's lair. There was one in Neronvain's lair, and this is Neronvain's lair. And then there was the underground route that you had to go through the pool. That was on the central portion of the cave.
Okay, so I'm going to walk, before I even deal with this lock, I'm going to look around at these tapestries, kind of lift them up, look underneath of them, see if I see any kind of hidden...
Also, Widow, have you noticed any, or can you tell how long it's been since someone's been here?
I don't have any kind of thing.
Follow me.
Why don't you give me an investigation check if you'd like to?
That's one thing I want to do too. I want to look through all the stuff that's in here. If I know this is Neronvain's place, I'm searching for clues.
Sure. Yeah. Well, Tiberius, with his sense of fine
Tracking.
elven materials and cloths, you can tell that the bed has been made recently. It was kind of hurriedly made, but especially seeing that you're used to these kinds of things, and
Sure, I'll bounce
the finer qualities of living in Waterdeep with your noble family. Yeah, this bed was made recently.
No dust on it.
Yeah.
Bed bugs have all settled down into the deep recesses under the mattress.
Yeah, there's
all the
like I said,
telltale.
mist is floating on the floor, and you can swipe away the mist, and there's roots growing on, and like I said, the roots aren't hampering your movements or anything.
Is it still muted?
Yes. Oh yeah. You have to speak a little bit louder so you can hear each other.
That's
Sounds
so
like
you can have a good night's sleep.
Sounds like private chambers, so that maybe if he was having any anybody had any conversations or anything like that in here, or it just seems like somebody's private chambers.
Yeah, and you also know that where he put an X on the map on the southern wall, that's where the secret door is into another antechamber before the actual main dragon's lair itself.
Also, I'm curious, guys, to why Neronvain is here and what he's doing with the dragon. I mean, other than just collecting treasures, it doesn't make sense. So, what I want to do is look at all this stuff that he has, all his junk, and see if I can discern what his purpose here is, or if by what items he's taken from the elves.
Yeah,
Does that matter?
Yeah, like I said, in this room, it doesn't look like it's like a tribute pile or anything. Not like, what you had seen from other cultist raids. This is all, personal things that, you can actually see there's a tapestry of the Elven King. Remember the Elven King back at the Council of Waterdeep, the Elvish King of the Misty Forest, King Melondrock. I mean, there's a tapestry of him. There are tapestries of green dragons. There's tapestries of basically all of the different, chromatic dragons.
Well, I'm gonna walk over and take a look at this trunk. Kind of kneel down next to it. You can
attached to an elephant, isn't it?
You can actually hear like her leather catsuit kind of making that scrunchy sound while she's kneeling down, and I'm going to
all of a sudden the stitching comes loose, and you split your pants. No, I'm just kidding.
Cue laugh track.
Oh, widow, you should probably wax your butt.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a large trunk. It's probably about 4 to 5 feet wide. I mean, it's pretty wide. It's a wide trunk, probably about 2 to 2.5, 3 feet tall, sitting on like a bench, and the chest actually overhangs this this pedestal that it's sitting on.
All right. Well, I'm going to check this for traps. I'm going to just kind of go through carefully. Get out my equipment, start looking at things very closely.
And as she gets out her stuff, Dave, I'm just gonna move a little bit closer to her just to make sure that whatever she finds doesn't. One for me, one for the party.
All right.
One for me, one for the party.
Sure.
I just keep an eye on it.
Sure. Well,
excuse me, I don't need an audience.
As you guys are looking around now, Shrump, you can also tell that all this stuff is probably worth quite a bit. All of this stuff in here, the tapestries, the rugs, you've seen fetched pretty nice prices in Waterdeep. You think this stuff is probably worth around 1,500 gold for all of the tapestries and rugs and the other elvish trinkets and candelabras and sconces, and they're made of silvers and golds, but then again, that this is probably all property of the elves of the Misty Forest anyway. So that's but it does definitely have some value, that's for sure.
Yeah, Tiberius, start loading this shit in your wall.
I guess if somebody wants to get it down and fold it up and roll it up, I'd be more than happy to allow them to put it into the portable
and you
hole.
can't do that for yourself? Why?
Well, I mean, I could, I guess, but why bother if you guys are here?
No, we're not your personal servants.
No, yes, of course. Yeah, I'll help with some stuff. Maybe the lower, easier things, I'll start loading it up into the portable hole.
I'll just roll my eyes.
So what was that? What was that roll for, Widow? I see
that was,
roll go up there. What was that for?
That was for
not a mind
check
reader.
for traps. I told you.
Check for check for traps on what though?
The chest.
Okay, I didn't know if you were checking the wall for because
no.
that.
I said I kneeled down by the chest.
Okay.
And I was looking at the lock and everything and getting out all my little bits and bobs and trying to discern whether or not it might be trapped.
Well, you look at you definitely can tell that it's trapped. That's for sure. You can see that there is a poison needle that will basically pop out of this keyhole and jab you, and you can get up to the keyhole and you can sniff, and it's a very putrid smell. So you think that this is probably a very potent type of poison.
Well, so I look at the group and I say, well, there must be something valuable in here because there's quite a potent trap on this chest. Tiberius, are you capable of assuming curing poison, even if it's like possibly an advanced poison, just in case?
Let me look.
Yeah,
I mean, normally I'm capable. I'm just going to verify
it's
that I
definitely
have
a
that.
mechanical trap too. It's not magical. It's definitely mechanical.
I'm thinking we should bag this lot up and return it to the people what it was stolen from. Them
Yeah.
elves.
Sure. Okay. We'll discuss that later.
It is stolen property, and we can't just go around nicking it like what the Neronvain did.
Yeah, I'm good. If you get poisoned or blinded or deafened, I can help out if you
Okay.
need.
Well, I don't think this trap, based on my expertise in seeing traps, I don't think this is going to be something that's going to affect anybody but me if it goes badly.
It's a pretty complex trap. So you think that you possess the skill to disarm this mechanical trap, but it may take you quite a bit of work to get it. But it would probably be
Widow, I'm going
worth
to
it.
take a couple steps back from her while she's fidgeting with the trap. That just seems like that is a prudent move on my part.
Well, and then I kind of cast a sideways glance at Shrump. Now, if I crack this open successfully, risking my life to do so, and it turns out to be more elven stuff that is of some value, are you going to try to tell me that I need to return it all?
And the elves will be very happy and pleased what you has
Well, the
managed
elves
to
can come
recover
down here.
their stolen items.
The elves can come down here and throw themselves in harm's way to get their own junk back.
Yeah, but if you remember, them elves was all chained up and they did not know what was down there. We is investigating this this room, and we was finding criminal evidence.
I say we worry about it later. Let's see if there's anything in here worth something.
I like it.
And then everything else,
Great
I feel
RP.
like the elves will
Great
give us some
roleplay.
kind of a. I mean, elves are noble. They'll give us some kind of a reward for helping them.
Alright, well, I am going to try to do, I'm just going to give everybody a friendly warning. I don't think this is going to cause any problems for anybody but me if it goes wrong. But if you want to take a step away, you're certainly welcome to do that.
Don't need to tell me twice. I'm 10 foot away now.
All right. So whenever you do your disarm traps, you can go ahead
Thanks,
and
Toll.
remember,
Thank you.
you guys all have inspiration too. So if you guys want to use your inspiration, you can do that. At
If I
any time.
give her my inspiration,
I have
she
inspiration.
may not get poisoned, but that's okay.
I think the
I'll save it.
inspiration for her is to get that damn thing popped and see what's inside.
Yeah. I will go ahead and use my inspiration
Okay. And as you
on this trap.
step back, Tiberius, you did not notice the pressure plate that was on the floor behind you, triggering the trap, poking Widow with the needle. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I was just Sly was in the channel talking about the pressure plate, so I wanted to throw that in there.
Here we go.
You are so lucky that you have double proficiency.
Damn right.
Your roll was horrible, but your bonus is ridiculous.
Of course it is.
So, as you fiddle with it, not once or twice, but 3 times, you finally disarm the trap. And you're able to maneuver the needle out, and it is a very toxic poison that's on this needle. So you get this thing pulled out, and you're using like a leather glove that you actually have on. I mean, you had to use all of your thieves' tools for this. This was probably one of the more complex traps that you worked on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If only you had a bag of tricks of some sort.
Wow. Shots fired. So you get the chest open.
Yeah,
The lock is
before I picked the lock and everything, I open it up and I kind of peer inside of it before I open it up to the for everybody else to look at. Because I'm a rogue through and through. Kind of peer in there like, is this good?
Yeah, as you peer the chest open, it just has more of these tapestries and rugs and what. But altogether, the total value probably 1,500 gold for all this stuff. You could probably get. That's if you wanted to sell it. Or, like what Shrump was saying, this is stolen property. So, well, it would probably be of the elves of the Misty Forest that it was stolen from. So.